Good evening. I want to welcome you all to our 5th annual Diagnostic Medical Sonography Pinning Program ceremony. The students on stage have worked hard to get here tonight. This honor is not only theirs, but those who shared in their challenges to achieve their goals. We want to thank those family members and friends that are sharing this moment with them. Nan S. Russell summed up tonight, "Best is when he stated, dreams can come true, but there is a secret. They're realized through the magic of persistence, determination, commitment, passion, practice, focus, and hard work. This happens at a step at a time, manifested over years, not weeks." It is the hard work over the past 2 years that we will acknowledge tonight and celebrate our students' success. I would like to introduce the members of the college and sonography program. We have Dr. Frank Friedman, President of Piedmont, Virginia Community College, John Donnelly, Vice President for Instruction and Student Services, Kathleen Hudson, Dean of Health and Life Sciences, Lisa Burrington, Clinical Coordinator for the Diagnostic Sonography Program, and I'm Elaine Nichols, Program Director for the Sonography Program here at Piedmont, Virginia Community College. Dr. Frank Friedman has some welcoming remarks for all of us, so let us welcome Dr. Frank Friedman.
Whoa. Thank you, Elaine. It's great to see so many folks here to celebrate and in support of these graduates. I imagine you've been in support of them, though, for a couple of years, probably. Maybe financially, maybe academically, maybe psychologically, maybe with babysitting. Yeah, I got a yeah on that one. You know, they couldn't do it without you. Their accomplishment is a tremendous accomplishment. It's a difficult program. I imagine it was a tough choice to enter the program, wasn't it? I mean, you had to ask yourself, do I have the time? Do I have the money? Do I have the energy? What's the impact going to be on my family? It took a big decision. It took a lot of courage just to enter the program, and then 2 years of hard work to get here. But now you're ready to celebrate, ready to reap the benefits, a new career, hopefully good jobs, good pay, something that you're going to love doing, which is so important for all of us, and knowing inside that you did it. That might be the greatest gift of all, that gift of self-confidence, that gift of belief in yourself that you can do something that is really difficult and really marks you as having accomplished something very meaningful. So graduates, congratulations. Families, congratulations to you. And you're a very quiet group, so I want to get you stirred up. Let's cheer for them. Come on. This is meant to be a celebration, so enjoy it. You've all earned it. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Friedman. I would like to introduce our next speaker, the Dean of Health and Life Sciences, Ms. Kathy Hudson.
Good evening. Okay, let's see if we can do a little bit of our audience participation here to build on what Dr. Friedman said. How many people in the audience gave some kind of support, financial, emotional, physical, whatever support to anybody sitting on this stage? All right. I knew there were more of you out there. Welcome. This is a celebration, and you have played an integral part in making these folks successful. We know that. But they put in the blood, sweat, and tears too. We know that as well. I used to stand here and say nursing was the hardest associate degree program here at PVCC, but I stand corrected after looking at the sonography program. This program is truly the most academically challenging program we have on our campus, and so these people need to be really proud of what they've accomplished. So graduates, tonight and Friday, You're going to celebrate your accomplishments. But I understand you've already made some milestones. Everybody sitting here has passed the physics exam. Yay! And many of you, about half, maybe a few more, have passed the abdominal exam already, so you're already licensed sonographers. Yay! Great news. I want to pass on just a few words of wisdom. As new practitioners, you're going to concentrate on the technical requirements, and sonography is really highly a technical program. You have to get that little wand just the way it needs to be able to image the body structures you need to. But I want you to keep in mind that you're going to be interacting with people who are coming to you not at their best. They're going to be in pain, they're going to be scared, they're going to be very stressed about what their diagnosis may or may not be. And they're going to need you to provide all of the compassion and empathy and all of those therapeutic communication skills that you've learned to help them get through the process. So please don't forget that piece of it, because we know that good quality care is a combination of the technical and the compassionate part. It truly is an art and a science. So congratulations again. We are very proud to have you as graduates of our Diagnostic Sonography program, and I wish you all the best in the future.
We've been asked by the class students to play a video that they've made. So what we are going to do is we're all going to stand up on stage, and we're going to go and have a seat in the front row. So Nicole, and we'll watch this video.
Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. Still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world was brought down to your knees. And I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. No one could ever know me, no one could ever see me, since you're the
It takes a special person to light that fire.
To raise our expectations for ourselves and to never give up on
no
them.
matter how challenging it might be.
All of us are here because at some point somebody did that for us, and that somebody was you.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all your hard work in making us grow.
For your constant understanding.
For instilling the confidence in us that you could only see.
And to show us that you care.
All the late night emails and last minute meetings, all the extra time you set aside for us.
And being patient with us when we just couldn't grasp the concept.
We are forever grateful to have you on this part of our journey.
And an opportunity for a brand new beginning.
That was very sweet, very sweet. I would like to introduce our next speaker, or speakers. Jennifer Davis, Nicole Taylor, please come forward.
Okay. So welcome. As I've looked forward to this day for some time now, I've also dreaded it. There is a universal truth that we all must face, whether we choose to or not. Everything must eventually come to an end. I've also disliked endings, such as the last day of summer, the final chapter of a great book, or parting ways with a close friend. But endings are inevitable. The leaves fall, you close the book, and you say goodbye. Today is one of those days for us. Today we say goodbye to everything that was familiar and everything that was comfortable. We are moving on. We're opening a new chapter in our lives. Not only did I gain a career these past 4 years, I also gained a family. You all have been wonderful, and I am so thankful I had the opportunity to work with you all, and I wish you the best of luck.
Hi, I just want to thank Nicole because she's a true friend for coming up to do this with me. I can clearly remember our first day of class. There were 14 nervous but excited faces. We learned that day that what we thought we knew about ultrasound was just a drop in the bucket compared to what we were about to learn. According to my calculations, as a class over the past 2 years, we read about 8,000 pages of textbooks, answered 9,250 multiple choice questions, sent at least 11,000 text messages to each other, met up for 300 study sessions, learned over 150 different protocols, and after all of that, we finally completed this program. But we still have a lot to learn about ultrasound. However, one thing that our class has mastered is how to work together. We'll go into our new careers knowing that we will not be working alone, but as part of a very special group of people. I want to thank everyone here for being part of our team and helping us achieve our goals. And at this time, I'd like to ask Lisa and Elaine to please step forward so we can present you with a gift from our class.
Thank you, girls. I would like to introduce our next speaker. He is voted by the students to speak tonight. He is an alumni of the Piedmont, Virginia Community College Diagnostic Medical Sonography program. We are honored and we want to welcome Max Jackson.
Well, thank you very much. I can't tell you how honored I am to be chosen. I didn't realize your standards were that high. But seriously, every guest speaker to date has had a whole lot more experience than I have. They've had years out on the road that you all are going down on. So I wondered what I brought to the table that much more experienced sonographers I can't compare to them. So I wrestled with it because honestly, slathering you all with vain platitudes and, making you feel all warm and fuzzy, that's not me. Y'all picked an ex-drill sergeant, so I'm just going to tell you the things that I think you need to know and ought to know. But it dawned on me while I was trying to figure out what I would say that was meaningful, that I do have a certain perspective that those more experienced sonographers don't. And that is that I came right through the same footsteps that you're just now coming through, and I'm a lot closer to where you are. So I'm here to tell you, within just a few minutes, I've put together some things I thought you ought to know about this next year that's coming in front of you. So to illustrate my point, I wore these silver wings to kind of drive something home the way I'm going to talk to you tonight. I earned these back in September of 1984, after about 4 grueling weeks down in Fort Benning, Georgia, in the hot sun, and 5 required jumps out of airplanes. Then they pinned these silver wings on my chest. So I thought, I'm a paratrooper, and I was proud. Then I got to Fort Bragg, my duty station, and they called me everything but a paratrooper. They called me newbie, they called me cherry, they called me 5-jump commando, all sorts of derogatory things to let me know that I hadn't quite filled out my wings yet. So it took about a year of jumping with my battalion, getting up at 2 o'clock in the morning and jumping in the middle of the night with low visibility, jumping in any weather, high winds, rain, different kinds of parachutes, 90 pounds of gear plus an M60 machine gun, and going through all the real trials of doing it for real, that finally I grew up under my wings and entered the camaraderie with my peers. They accepted me as one of their own. Okay, then I was a brotherhood of the wings. So that's what I want you to feel. I hate, like I say, I don't sugarcoat things, so I came here to tell you that your training's not finished. Okay? You do have the distinction of graduating from an accredited diagnostic medical sonography program, and for that you should be proud. You did put in a lot of work. I know. And most of you, I understand, are board certified now, which means that legally you can claim the title as sonographer. And I'm really proud of those of you who have already crossed that milestone. And sure, you're finished with PVCC, and Elaine and Lisa won't be looking over your shoulders anymore. But that degree doesn't mean that your education is complete. And while it's true, sonographers are always learning, the first year out of the gate, the learning curve is steep. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of ground to cover. So I call it entering your year of residency. Okay? So during this next year, I have a couple of things. You'll probably, first of all, find that you learn more from Elaine and Lisa than you even thought. I did. For instance, Elaine had this exercise with these pictures, sonography pictures, and we had to take them and evaluate them and discuss them factually. What were we seeing? Okay? Well, those images were so crappy. Okay? One time I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely a healthy, normal testicle. No, that was a thyroid nodule. So what I learned, I hated it. There were so many things I wanted. I wanted landmarks in there. I wanted clearer resolution. Today, I don't take those kind of pictures because I know what my radiologist needs from me. She made us play radiologist to a poor sonographer, if you will. And so we can see what our boss needs from us. Today, I don't take those kind of pictures. During your residency, you're going to learn, you've been told this, but you're really going to learn it, you're going to incorporate it, that knowing what normal looks like is going to be a whole lot more valuable to you than knowing the name of all these different pathologies. Because although you've been encouraged to think like a radiologist for the past couple of years, newsflash, you don't get to play one in real life. Okay? So, hopefully you'll get to work in an environment like I do in Martha Jefferson, where we actually write the bulk of the report, and there's a place for the sonographer's comments. It lets you express yourself and let them know what you're thinking. But ultimately, you're not the radiologist, and you're not responsible for the report. You are the sonographer, and you are responsible for taking pictures of the anatomy and uncovering any pathology that's there within the scope of the exam. So, if you turn in a study that's full of beautiful pictures with no pathology, that's your professional signature telling the radiologist there is nothing that's visible by ultrasound that's abnormal. That exam with all pretty pictures is your way of telling him, and he's trusting you, there's nothing wrong with what that tech could see. Okay? So if you missed it, okay, if you turn in 30 or 40 really pretty pictures that would make Lisa proud, and you show the left hepatic vein and the middle hepatic vein and the right hepatic vein and all the little bells and whistles that she demands in those pictures, and they're really gorgeous, and you missed that one little lesion in the liver, you've failed. You failed your radiologist because he doesn't know about it unless you show him. You failed your employer. But most of all, you failed your patient. So, how many of you have taken 40 minutes to do a right upper quadrant in clinicals and come out with real pretty pictures and then had the tech go in and say, oh my God, what is that? And show you some pathology. Okay, you know it's true. I appreciate y'all shaking your head. But you're about to have that responsibility placed squarely on your shoulders, and you're about to lose the mantle of protection of those extra eyes looking in behind you. So, also, during this next year, you're going to have to learn to perform those exams that you didn't have time to learn or that you didn't see in your clinical rotations. So, for instance, in my own experience, I got there and I did not have much experience with neonatal heads or pyloric stenoses or appendix searches or hernia searches. So, rather than just take my time with it, I jump right in. I recognize that's the sign of a good leader is to know yourself and seek self-improvement. And you got to do that in a hurry because you can't just let the more experienced techs take all of those and you get the little thyroids and right upper quadrants all day long. That dog don't hunt too long. Okay? So during this next year, you should also strive to be a great employee. Getting a job, believe it or not, is the easy part. Your goal after that every day should be to prove to your employer that you were the best choice after all. And you need to make sure that you're carrying your part of the burden, and don't be afraid to look around at your coworkers and try to carry some of their burden. And if you find yourself thinking that it's too stressful and that it's too much, well, maybe you should have gone into something like basket weaving or stargazing. This job is demanding. During this next year, you'll have to learn to overcome any residual squeamishness that you might still be harboring. Hopefully you've all gotten rid of that. But I know that during your clinicals, you've probably already seen and smelled things that make a billy goat puke. But there's more coming, okay? So you'll know that you passed this test when you find yourself flicking maggots off of a gangrenous toe while you're trying to get the pressure cuffs on, and trying not to breathe too deep, that sweet smell that's there, all while carrying on a conversation with the owner of the toes without skipping a beat. That's when you'll know you passed. You're also going to get some icky stuff on you if you haven't already. My first example of that, I bent over to help a patient into the wheelchair, and something dripped on my head, and as you can see, I felt it right away, And I don't even want to know what that is. But then I had to know, so I looked at the bag. It was an IV bag that was dripping on my head, and it was emulsified fat. I don't even know what somebody wants that in an IV bag for anyway, but that was nasty. During this next year, you're also going to have to learn to care for your patients just enough. Many of your patients think they're dying, and some of them actually are. So show them as much love and compassion as you can, and talk with them, joke with them, get to know them just a little bit. You have a few minutes of their life that's all yours. Never stop seeing them as fellow human beings that you've had the opportunity to cross paths with. It'll bring a lot more joy to your job, and it'll bring a little bit of light to the hurting. But you have to be strong. You're going to see a lot of heartbreaking things out there. You have to find a delicate balance between compassion and detachment. You don't want to get lost to the dark side. You don't want to think it's all bleak and dark, and then this job won't be fun anymore. It won't be rewarding. To quote Robert Fulghum from All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten, he says, goldfish and hamsters and white mice and even the little seed in the styrofoam cup, they all die, and so do we. Just facts of life. I want to encourage you to keep your sense of humor, or cultivate it if you didn't get born with one. The work can be hard, the hours can be long, you'll be on call in the middle of the night. Things will not be funny unless you make them funny. So I would encourage you to work at that for your sake, for the patient's sake, for your coworkers' sake, but mostly for your sake. So finally, you're about to go live in a very serious and challenging field. The upside is that sense of pride that comes from knowing that you're a skilled and respected member of the healthcare team and that your contributions are valued and appreciated. Good luck. God bless. Now get out and earn those wings.
Thank you, Max. That was very nice. The pins that we are about to pass out are the rite of passage from being the student of sonography to becoming a professional sonographer. It represents the journey and the beginning of your new career. In the beginning of the program, you could not believe the quantity of information nor the quantity of homework you had to have and you must know in order to prepare for the job at hand. Now, you can only discuss these disease processes, you can identify signs, symptoms, irregular lab values, quantify it, you can tell the treatment options to your patients, and you can find them in an ultrasound image. In the beginning, you shuddered at the word physics, but look at you now, you've mastered that board. In the beginning, you would say, "What do you see in that picture?" And now you can describe in detail what you see in every picture that you take. You can manipulate the study when it's necessary. It is truly amazing what you have learned and accomplished in such a short amount of time. But remember, this is not the end of your learning. For everyone in medicine knows, medicine is forever changing, forever growing, and you'll have a lifetime of education ahead of you. This pinning ceremony lets our community know that you are up for those challenges of your career. You are going to be committed to your profession, to your patients, and to your coworkers. It signifies that you are professional and you will be a role model to future sonographers. It validates that you understand the significance of the ethics and the values within the profession, and you will uphold them in your future. I am honored tonight to pin our 5th year of Piedmont, Virginia Community College DMS students. I asked Lisa Burrington, our clinical coordinator, to come forward to read the dedications of the pins for our graduates. As she calls your name, please come forward to be pinned.
We're very proud of you all. You have a lot to celebrate. When I call your name, you can come on up and Elaine will put your pin on you. We are missing one of our students tonight, Stacy Burton. She's absent from pinning due to working a sonography job at Vanderbilt Hospital in Tennessee, so we're very happy about that. Lauren Clark. Lauren says she'd like to thank all of my preceptors and teachers for sharing your time and knowledge with me during my time in the program. To my family, I appreciate the encouragement all along the way. And to my husband, I couldn't have made it through this without you. Thank you for always believing in me. Vincent Coppola. Vincent says, I would like to thank my parents and family for the love, support, and help throughout these past 2 years. I would like to thank Shawnee Vale, Tom and Tay Vale, Nicole and April Boldak for the places to sleep and love and support in all aspects. I couldn't have gotten through this without you all. Jennifer Davis. Jennifer says, I want to thank my family first for being my biggest supporters. I love you all more than you will ever know. Thank you to my teachers and clinical instructors for your patience, guidance, and encouragement. Thank you to my amazing classmates. I wouldn't have wanted to take this journey with anyone else. Kathleen East. Kathleen says, firstly, I want to thank my kids, Nadia and Nick, for your patience with your absent mom, and my adopted kids, Dev and Ashley, for putting up with the first two. Thank you to my parents who encouraged and supported me. I love you, Mom and Dad. Thank you to Eva, who inspired me. You are one tough lady. Thanks to Ann Weigold and Yanela DeMars, who mentored me and gave me tough love. And most of all, thank you to my husband, Dave, my rock. Carly Green. I want to thank my family and friends who have given me countless support and love these past 2 years. From the cooked dinners, the late nights, the encouragement when things got tough, and the positive reinforcement given when I needed it the most. I couldn't have made it through without all of you. Thanks and love to Gary, Boo, Nathan, and Margaret Green, and Lauren Martin. Eva Johnson. Eva says, first I have to thank God for leading me to and seeing me through this program. A huge thank you to my parents for caring for my children and supporting me throughout this journey. Thanks to my sister and friends for always being a listening ear and praying hands. A special thanks to Allie and Lynn and Culpeper for seeing my potential and being warm spirits. Thanks to Yanela for setting the bar high for me and being a blessing. Thanks to my classmates for being supportive of me from day one when I showed up to class with child. I could not be graduating with a better group of individuals. I'm going to pat myself on the back for smiling in the face of adversity, standing strong through my many challenges, and being able to be here on this stage walking with the best of the best. Thanks to all. Valerie McCarty. Valerie says, I want to thank all of my family and friends for the steady support and encouragement throughout this process. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all your help, especially with watching Xander. Xander, thank you for all your good helping out at home and encouraging me with school. Christopher McCullough. Chris would like to thank all of his clinical instructors for their ultrasound wisdom and insight, my instructors Elaine and Lisa for putting up with me for 2 years, my parents for their financial support, and my fiance Carrie for her emotional and moral support. I couldn't have done it without her. Mary Montgomery. Mary says, I would like to thank my friends and family for always inspiring and instilling the confidence in me to keep pushing through. Thank you to the clinical instructors who really cared and took the time to help in any way you could. Without you all, I don't think I would have the foundation I have today to grow as a well-rounded sonographer. Jennifer Stone. Thank you to Ethan and Elizabeth for being the best kids a mom could hope for. You make being a parent easy. Thanks for loving me even when I was tired and distracted mama. Thank you also to my mom for running the household during my out-of-town clinicals and for always being there to lean on. Nicole Taylor. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for all of the love and support you have given me throughout my life. Thank you to my little sister, Stacy, for helping me study and for her encouragement. Thank you, Elaine and Lisa, for always believing in me and pushing me to do my best. Thank you to my classmates for always being there to lend a helping hand. I know we have successful futures. Thank you all for your encouragement and support throughout this journey. My success would not have been possible without all of you. I love you all.
Thank you, Lisa. So, there is a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. I believe it takes a community to teach a sonographer. I want to acknowledge all the clinical instructors and sonographers that are present at our pinning ceremony. Please stand. Any here? I want to personally thank you for your time that you have spent with our students. Our students could not be here today without your help, your encouragement, and your time. Again, thank you very much. I always ask the students to write in a vote of who helped them the most in the community of sonographers. And I have so many people this year that it was tremendous to me. We have the girls at Carilion Road Memorial. We have Yanela at UVA. We have Matt Hurst at UVA. We have Doug Catalona at UVA. We have Sharon and Danan at Reynolds Crossing. We have Max Jackson and Parker Stanley and Rachel at Martha Jefferson. We have Allie and Culpepper. We also have Rachel and Hannah Hicken. And we have Mary Beth Mays in Lynchburg. And Agata and Amy in Lynchburg. We had so many. But there was one that stands out above the others. And it's very nice to say that it's another alumni from our program. Parker Stanley, are you here? And if so, please come forward. We have a little gift of token just to thank you for everything you've done. Parker Stanley is our award recipient. He's not only a PVC alumni, but he was actually the first Kirby Award recipient, which is the most academically clinical performance from our very first class. And we we also want to acknowledge our Kirby Award recipient of this year. This year's award winner for best academic grades, both in a classroom and a clinical setting, is Jennifer Stone. Jennifer, please come forward. We're truly proud of you. So before we close, I just have a few words of advice for my students of today and those of yesteryear. Life is like an ultrasound image. Put your focus on what is important. Capture every detail. Remember to adjust your TGZs, but this time, make it your time, your generosity, and your compassion, because those are the gifts that you give around you. Not everything in life is homogeneous. People are very much heterogeneous, as some come into our lives as blessings and others come into our lives as lessons. Develop your image from your negatives. If the picture or the plan is not working, change your angle or change your plan, but never change the goal. And as Henry David Thoreau said, be true to your work, your word, and your friends. I am proud of each one of you tonight. Lisa and I have honored to have been a small part in your journey to tonight. We want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, and we want to congratulate our graduates. We want to invite you to the reception. If you go up to the top of the stairs and you turn left and go all the way around, follow the hallway, you'll find some food. So please come back and celebrate with us. Have a wonderful night, and thank you for coming.